Breaking news, a bizarre attack on a school bus full of kids this morning. It happened on Clark Hollow Road near Westmoreland. The sheriff tells us a man busted out some windows and threatened the kids, the driver and the mothers of the children. He has been arrested, but his name has not been released. We will continue to follow this strange attack throughout the day today. A violent crash leaves one person dead and plenty of questions unanswered. Matthew Torres joins us now in studio. And Matthew, do we know if any other cars were involved in this crash?
Certainly sad news this morning, but at this point we know only one vehicle was involved in the crash, and that vehicle you can find in this photo sent to us by News Channel 5 photojournalist Catherine Stewart. As you can see just how severe this crash was, from what THP was able to tell us, that this actually crashed into a nearby creek, and we were there as the vehicle was being pulled out and uphill. Let's take a look at the video. This happened around 10 o'clock last night on Old Hunters Point Park in Lebanon. Now, according to some of the video that we were able to gather, the vehicle at least crashed into a rail before landing into the water. So far, we don't know the cause of this. The biggest question is as to how this even happened. So far, the THP tells us they're putting together a preliminary report, and hopefully by then we can get some more answers. This crash, of course, shut down roads for a good 2 to 3 hours, and this morning those roads are finally open. The victim's name has not been released to us. Again, if we get more information, we'll make sure to pass that along on air and online at newschannel5.com. Let's send it back to the news desk.
Thank you, Matthew. And traffic is moving once again after a big rig flipped on I-40. We're told the semi hit the wall, turned over near Fessler's Lane around 7:15 last night. Several lanes were blocked for nearly 7 hours as crews worked to clear the scene. We're told the driver was not injured.
Also new this morning, several people displaced after a fire ripped through their home off Matthews Road. As you can see in the video right there, the home severely damaged. No word yet how that blaze began.
And the body of an elderly woman found naked on the side of the road, and now her neighbors behind bars facing charges. TBI agents arrested William Bruce yesterday. The 60-year-old is charged with murder in the death of Lois Jean Espy. The 86-year-old's body was found last Monday off Mullins Mill Road in Shelbyville. Investigators tell us she was killed inside her Murfreesboro apartment around February 22nd and was later dumped in Shelbyville. Investigators have not released her cause of death yet. A man and a woman found dead inside a home in Perry County. Investigators say it appears to be a murder-suicide. The married couple's bodies were found at a home on Cypress Creek Cove in Linden Saturday morning. Their names have not yet been released.
Gunfire rings out inside a crowded fast food restaurant near downtown, and police are searching for the killer. Police tell us that Ryan Weaver and Murray Gross were shot at the Cookout restaurant along West End Avenue just after 3 o'clock yesterday morning. Gross was killed. Weaver was taken to the hospital with bullet wounds to the stomach and leg. We're told the shooter specifically targeted both guys. If you have any information, contact police at 74-CRIME.
This morning, a search is underway for the driver that caused a deadly crash and just kept on going. It happened in the eastbound lanes of I-40 between Mount Juliet and Lebanon Friday night. Investigators say a car collided with Don Roger Jr.'s Firebird, causing him to lose control, flip, and slam into a tree. The retired 20-year airman was killed. His wife was airlifted to Vanderbilt, and his family is now pleading for anyone who saw the crash to come forward.
I just don't understand how somebody could just not stop and just leave. I just don't understand.
If you saw the crash and you can help police, call the Tennessee Highway Patrol at 615-741-3181.
The search continues also this morning for a missing 9-year-old boy. An endangered child alert was issued Friday for 9-year-old Christopher King Ponce. Police say that he was taken by his dad, William Allen Bork, who also goes by the name William Stanley King. Bork lost custody of Ponce during a hearing and allegedly took him away from school. The 56-year-old may be armed and was last seen driving in a 1986 red Toyota 4Runner that had a disabled Tennessee license tag on it. The number's DD 1841. If you have any information, contact the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND.
And this week, Nashville City Council will discuss a zoning change that would keep a swingers club from moving to Madison. The Social Club, as it's called, bought the building off Due West Avenue in Madison, just across the street from Good Pasture Christian School. Area churches gathered at Mount Calvary Baptist, which is also next to the proposed club. Even though the club wouldn't operate during school hours, parents and community leaders say it's still too close for comfort.
To let the council people know that as a community, we're going to take a stand, because if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. We're coming together and we're saying, in our neighborhood, we're protecting our children, we're doing it for generations to come, and we're saying no.
TSC is a private club and is not subject to some city ordinances that would prevent sexually oriented businesses from moving next to a school. The Metro Council will meet tomorrow at 6:30 at the historic Metro Courthouse.
Well, if you live or work in the Brentwood area, specifically around Maryland Farms, you're going to hear some loud explosions for the next month and a half. Blasting expected to start today on the Hill Center Brentwood project. It'll take place primarily where the Baptist Convention building used to be. You can expect 1 to 2 blasts per day for up to 6 weeks. Those blasts will happen between 9 and 10:30 in the morning and 2 and 3:30 in the afternoon. Now, during those blasts, and here's the big thing, because there's not a lot of homes in that area, but there's a ton of traffic. The traffic on both Franklin Road and Maryland Way will be shut down for at least 5 minutes. So make plans if you're driving in the area of Brentwood for that for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, good advice. Speaking of